Are we meant to be?
Hey, what's up guys, Yusuf Shah from TechDroids and welcome back to another fun video, and this one is for all the frugal gamers out there, people who are on a very tight budget and want to build themselves a gaming PC and enjoy some PC games but don't have a lot of money. In today's video, I take you guys over a $300 gaming PC, the best $300 gaming PC you can build right now in late 2020 and maybe upgrade down the line, maybe in 2021 or whenever you find the money to do it and get some really nice performance. This PC by itself right now is a really good, solid value for money build, but by adding some future upgrades like a good graphics card, you can get some really beastly performance out of it for your money. So with that being said, I'll take you guys through the parts you need to build this PC and then we'll talk about all the performance that you can expect from this build and what kind of games you can play on it. But with that being said, before we get to the parts, all the parts that I talk about in this video will be linked down below to Amazon US, and those are affiliate links. So if you want to help the channel out and in turn help me make more videos, go ahead and buy from those links. And with that being said, let's get to the parts. Alright, so for the CPU, it was a no-brainer here. We've gone with the AMD Ryzen 3 3200G. Now this happens to be our CPU as well as the graphics card for this build. This is the APU from AMD and there are no new ones out yet, or at least in this budget, so this is going to serve us well right now. It can be found on Amazon.com or any other site for under $100. It's a 4-core 4-thread CPU. It is unlocked so you can overclock it. You get a base clock of 3.6 GHz and a boost of 4, and it comes with its own cooler, so you don't have to waste money on that either. It comes with its own Wraith, stealth cooler, and that's going to do the job for just basic use. You can try overclocking on it, but it's not going to handle that really well, so you'll have to get aftermarket cooling if you want to do some serious overclocking on this PC. And it's a 65-watt TDP CPU. It doesn't take much power, gives really nice performance. We'll talk about that towards the end of the video, but for the CPU we've got the AMD Ryzen 3 3200G. Now to house that CPU we need a good motherboard, and now I'm not going to skimp out and get a A320M motherboard because it does not allow for overclocking, and those are just cheap motherboards, do not allow good good upgrades in the future either. We're going to go with the Gigabyte B450M DS3H. It's a B450 motherboard, got the M4 socket as well. You can overclock. It's got 4 RAM slots, so you can add more memory down the line, no problem at all. And you can add a better CPU in the future as well. Let's say you find the money to do that, you can add a Ryzen 5, or you can go up to all the newer CPUs that AMD is going to launch and which are supported on this motherboard, and that's going to do the job. It's got all the basic features like USB, HDMI, and RGB, all those bells and whistles, all the essential features are there in this motherboard, and it's just a solid value for money board in my opinion for this kind of price. Alright, for RAM, to save money in this build, we've gone with 8 GB of RAM at 3000 MHz, and this is coming from Patriot. This is their Viper 4 series memory, and again it's going to be two 4 GB sticks at 3000 MHz, and Ryzen just loves dual channel memory, and APUs in general, they crave for dual channel memory. So when you're going to run these two sticks, you're going to get really nice performance, better performance compared to a single stick of RAM. And there are going to be 2 empty slots on the motherboard, so let's say in the future you need more RAM, or you do get the money to add more RAM, you can go up to 16 GB. But my opinion is to buy 16 GB of RAM right now and then just bless yourself for the rest of your lives. For storage, I don't want to skimp out here either. I don't want to put in a slow hard drive and make you feel like you're using a cheap budget PC. So we have gone with 256 GB of Silicon Power SSD. This is again normal 3D9 SSD for $25. 250 GB is more than enough. You can have your operating system, a few games, some programs that you like to use, and that's going to be the deal. If you want more storage, you can invest in more SSDs or get a hard drive for just mass storage to save all the large files. But for now, $25 a SSD should do the job, and that's going to be that. Now for powering this PC, again, no skimping out on the power supply because it happens to be one of the more crucial components in your build. We've gone with EVGA's 500 watt B1. This is their 500 watt power supply. It's 80 plus white certified, so again you're going to get 80% plus efficiency at all times, or at least in ideal conditions. And it's coming from a reliable brand like EVGA, and these power supplies sell like hotcakes all the time. People just like using them, and for around $40 it should do the job, should give you headroom for future upgrades. 500 watts is more than enough, and you're also getting a 3-year warranty, so you can stay rest assured that if something goes wrong, they'll have you covered. Alright, so moving on, to wrap this whole build up and get all our components in one place, we've got the case itself, and this is going to be the Deepcool Matrix 50. It's a good ATX mid-tower case for $50. Kind of expensive for this build, but let's say you're doing the upgrades in the future, you won't like a cheaper cabinet then, so just get a better one right now and you're going to be happy in the future. So it's going to be again ATX mid-tower cabinet with a clear side panel that's tempered glass. You've got a PSU shroud, and you do get one black rear fan pre-installed, so that's going to do the exhaust work, but you can add more fans and stuff in the future. Again, that's going to be your choice, but for now this case is good for $50. It's got a lot of space, good cable management and all that, good airflow. And yes, it's going to be a really nice value for money product and should be able to complete this build. So that's going to be the parts that we're going to be using for this build. Alright, so that's about it for the parts. Now let's talk about the performance you can expect from this build. Now for this PC by itself right now, with the parts we have chosen, it is a good PC for esports gaming. So games like CSGO, Dota 2, League of Legends, World of Warcraft, PUBG, Fortnite, all those kind of games will run fine on this. But don't expect it to crush the modern AAA titles in 1080p or anything like that. That's not going to happen anytime soon until you add more RAM and more graphics, especially a discrete graphics card like the 580, 590. There's some nice graphics cards from AMD as well. There's some stuff from Nvidia. You can get the 1650 Super, the 1660 Super. All those cards should do well for this kind of build. They'll get you that 1080p buttery smooth 60 FPS performance, no problem, and you're going to be happy. But by itself right now, this PC is capable of doing gaming at 720p and 1080p depending upon the title. You'll have to tinker around with the settings and resolution to get the best playable frame rate, but again, esports titles should be no problem. You can play things like Rocket League as well on this, but you won't be able to edit videos really well, and live streaming is not even in the question here. You will not be able to stream stuff on this PC. You might be able to edit that light 1080p video here and there, but apart from that, that's going to be it for the performance. I highly recommend getting a discrete graphics card. But that's about it for this video, guys. I don't want to waste your time boring you with some benchmarks and specifications and stuff like that. I just want you guys to have the best build under $300. I hope you guys liked it. I hope this video was fun and helpful. If it was, go ahead and smash the like button, as well as let me know in the comments down below what changes you would make to this build, what other parts that you want to add, and which graphic card you're going to get in the future if you are building this PC. Again, don't forget to buy from my links to help the channel out, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads. My name has been Yusuf. You guys have been awesome. Stay awesome, keep smiling, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay home, stay safe, and peace out.
And we've been working hard, so if you hating hard, it's a loss, you can fall back. Yeah, I swear I remember some. The top is where I'm going when I'm there, I'm